Hey guys, what's going on? This is Cheater from A Bit Smarter. Today I'm going to be showing you the new hack that Radu released. This is A Bit Smarter, formerly known as 10.0, but Radu is going to be, I guess, resetting his version number. So this is A Bit Smarter 1.0. I've got a pre-release copy. So the copy that I'm using hasn't been released to the public yet. There might be a couple changes before this officially comes out, but by and large it's going to be exactly the same thing, just a couple bug fixes and whatnot. So I'm just going to go through, showcase the hack here real quick, go through all the different settings. I'm going to try not to really go through any recommended settings for this video. Anything you see in the video is probably just default. I'm not really going to change a whole lot. Toggle some things on, show you guys how some things work, etc., just that kind of thing. So here we go. So most people are probably going to know, what a lot of these things do. But Radu just wanted me to go ahead and, go over the hack for people and cover some of the differences, in the features of the hack. So, you got your classic aim lock, aim assist, silent aim. So all three of these buttons here, when you toggle them on, these settings are going to affect them. So all these can be set to a hold key. If you have a hold key on, then they're going to toggle off, you'll see, because you need to be holding the hold key. If I hold my hold key for aim assist, you see it lights up there. So that's how you know that it's working. Otherwise, you can only have one of these on at any given time if the hold key's not on. So aim lock is just going to snap to a bone for you, no matter where you're aiming, based on the field of view and the smoothness, and then the bone that you choose. So it doesn't matter where you're aiming. This is just going to lock to it, and then hold on to it depending on what your smoothness is at. Aim assist is once you actually mouse over the body. That's when aim assist is going to take over. So it's kind of like aim lock, except that it only works when your crosshair is on the enemy. If you have auto aim on, it'll automatically do it. If you don't have auto aim on, you have to fire before aim assist will kick in. And I believe it's the same for aim lock. And it doesn't matter if hold is on or not. So you can run around just with auto aim on, with aim assist on and no auto aim, and nothing will happen until you actually pull the trigger. So that's a nice little feature. Silent aim doesn't work very well because this is an external hack, so keep that in mind. It works. It's going to do a little bit what you want it to do, but really you're probably going to be using aim lock and aim assist for an external cheat like this. If you use an internal cheat, silent aim works a lot better, and then go ahead and use it. But for aim lock, you're probably going to be using a hold key. For aim assist, you probably don't need a hold key. So just depending on what you're doing. Auto aim is just kind of up to you. Increment is just going to make it so that it doesn't automatically just snap. It's going to kind of update, and then every time it quote-unquote updates, then it'll be moving, so it looks a little bit more natural. And then you can choose two bones, which you'll be able to cycle through under hotkeys. Obviously, you don't want these bones to be the same, so just make sure you're actually using two bones. If you only plan on using one bone, make sure you're using the first bone. Visibility check is going to determine when the aim lock, aim assist, or silent aim actually activates. So if you have none, it'll hit people through a wall. If you have mask, it won't. And then the delay for how long it takes to turn on. Generally, if you're using a hold key, you really don't need a delay. If you're using auto aim, aim assist with no hold key, you might want a slight delay just so that it doesn't snap instantly. And then you can pick how the enemy's chosen, based on either distance or angle. So distance is just how far away it is from the crosshair, and angle, I believe, I'm not 100% sure exactly how pick enemy by angle works. I think it has to do with the two. I don't know. I'm not even going to comment on that. I never use angle. I only use distance. I think it has something to do with how you're firing. But field of view is basically how far away from your crosshair they are, and smoothness is how quickly it's going to snap. So aim modifiers, this is all pretty standard stuff. It's got a cool thing, the FOV changer, that I'll go over later, and I'll also showcase it a little bit. Pretty cool in my opinion when I was messing around with it. So trigger bot is pretty standard. You can choose a hold key under hotkeys. Flash checks so that the trigger bot doesn't go off while you're flashed. Scoped only so that the trigger bot only works while you're scoped. Headshot so the trigger bot only works when you're aiming at their head. Team shoot so that you'll still shoot your team for deathmatch servers. Burst fire, which you can denote down here with bullets to determine how many bullets you fire every time the trigger bot goes off. And then of course the delay for how long it takes for the trigger bot to happen. Most people are going to want to use a hold key for a trigger bot, just because you don't always want to just be firing. So the hold key is pretty common. Slow aim. The way this is going to work is that when you put your crosshair over an enemy, it's going to reduce your sensitivity so that it's easier to aim at them while your crosshair's over them. And then this is what your sensitivity becomes. So you can set really high sensitivity or really low sensitivity when your crosshair is over the enemy. Obviously lower is better because it allows for that pinpoint accuracy, and then once they die it goes away. And then your recoil compensation, your vertical and horizontal recoil, 100% versus 0 or 1% in this case. The higher that is, the less recoil you will have. So the no shake prevents your screen from shaking when you're getting hit and stuff. It helps with aim punch, things like that. The field of view changer changes how much you can see of the game world. So if you turn it down, it's basically going to zoom you in, and if you turn it up, it's going to zoom you out. 100 is the game's default. So, and I'll show that in the game. It's pretty cool. It's got some pretty useful applications, I would say. ESP, pretty standard stuff here. Glow ESP to make your enemies glow through walls. Smart Render is going to basically highlight the person's body, as well as their outline if you have Glow ESP on. And then Sound ESP is going to blink, or not blink, excuse me, beep, beep when enemies are near you. So it beeps faster if they're closer to you, if your crosshair is closer to on them. You probably don't need Sound ESP and Glow ESP at the same time, but Sound ESP is nice to use if you don't want to use Glow ESP, but you still want a little bit of extra information. Everything in this upper right box, right here, you'll notice down here, CSGO needs to be full screen windowed in order to use any of the upper right features. So these will only work if you're full screen windowed. It draws on top of the game, so it's got to be windowed to do that. Box ESP is going to put a box around them, whereas Glow ESP actually outlines their body. Bone ESP is going to highlight their actual bones within their body, and Snapline, I believe, puts where the bones snap. That way you can see where one bone begins and another ends. And then, of course, an external crosshair for various uses that never moves. And then your recoil crosshair, just so that you can actually see what your recoil is doing. Very cool feature as well, just because, actually being able to see where you're actually aiming versus where you're trying to aim. And then this is all the settings for all your ESP options. So if you want to change any of the colors, for example, you just cycle through here, change their colors, change their alphas to make it brighter or not, and then you can cycle for each of them through team and enemy. Death off, if you are dead, this will turn off your ESP. This will show your teammates, and this will show you health-based ESP as well. And the health bar for box ESP is on only if health-based is on as well. So if you turn box ESP on, it won't work for me because I don't play full screen windowed. But if you're using box ESP and you want to see the health bar, you need to also turn health-based ESP on. So it's your classic. Miscellaneous is a couple more things. You got your skin changer. Skin changer is pretty easy to use. I've messed around with it a little bit. Anyone who's watched my videos before know that I don't really care for skin changers, never ever use them. So considering that I never use it, I had no problem whatsoever figuring this out. You choose your weapon, choose your model that you want for that's models just for the knives, sorry. But choose your weapon, and then it'll automatically have some defaults in there for you. And if you want to, you can change it through here. Interesting thing is, if the weapon normally doesn't have one of these skins, this skin changer will still apply the skin to that weapon. So you get some interesting effects with weapons that aren't supposed to have specific skins. If you'd like to do more specific things, you can click here. This will open up a browser window which will take you to a bit smarter and navigate you to their forums, where it will list all the different weapons and their skin IDs. So then you can just manually input the skin ID. That way you have the specific skins that go to the specific weapons. And then all the weapons are going to come with a stat track, which you can then put as many kills on as you would like. So then some of the other miscellaneous stuff, you've got auto shoot, very cool, works especially well for pistols. You have to use auto shoot with a hotkey, so just be aware. I'll show you that in a minute. Basically what auto shoot is going to do is while you hold the hotkey, it's going to click fire as fast as you could possibly click fire. So for your semi-automatic weapons, it's going to turn it into an automatic, and then for your automatic weapons, it's going to give you the fastest burst fire you can get, where it was just as if you were clicking your mouse button as quickly as you could. Bunny hop is going to give you bunny hop. No flash is going to turn on no flash. I'll allow you to change the flash value to see how much you're actually getting flashed. Radar is going to give you enemies on the radar. And knife bot is going to give you, I think, left, right click automatically whenever an enemy's in range. So you can run up to somebody with a knife, aim at them, push nothing, and the knife bot will do left, right, which will kill them, assuming everything goes right. So that's all the miscellaneous settings. Let's turn off skin changer, not a big fan. So hotkeys, pretty straightforward. You click which hotkey you want to turn on, which feature, which one you want to set to a hotkey, and then click the key. I did notice, so glow ESP, let's do left bracket. So it, if I use this, it says OEM open brackets. If I go down here and go glow ESP, click left bracket, it uses the internal name instead. So VK OEM 4. So for things like, okay, let's go triggerbot, VKM button. Let's clear that out. Well, now it's set to escape, whatever. So I'm trying to set it to my middle mouse button, and you notice it doesn't work. I can't set it to right click if I wanted it. I can't set it to mouse button 4, mouse button 5. None of that stuff is just working. But if I go down here and I go to triggerbot and click on it, well, it's a little laggy. So to do that, like I click the middle mouse button and then click triggerbot, and then middle mouse button again. Like, it's a little wonky when you use this. You kind of have to like play around with it to get it exactly how you want it. But usually you click on it, then click the button. Sometimes if you're messing around up here, like I'm clicking right click a whole bunch, when I go select triggerbot, it's going to select right button automatically. So you want to just make sure that you do it, like click. Now it's doing middle mouse button because I clicked middle mouse button earlier. So like, it's a little wonky, but it's not too hard to figure out. You know, just mess with it a little bit until you get the button that you want. Once you've like set a key, if you don't click anything, then when you come in here, you can. Oh, whoops. When you come in here, you can crash it, apparently, is what just happened. Just a second, I need to restart it. Apparently I was clicking too many buttons too quickly, and it didn't like it. Give me just a second, and I'll get it back up. It's yelling at me that there's an update because I have a unreleased option. Sorry guys, just a second. Should be up in just a second. Okay, I think that worked. So, anyway, yeah, that's how the hotkeys work. Another thing of note, your skin changer for your knife, you're going to need to reset it every time. You can't, like, it won't save your settings, I guess. But, I mean, that's not a big deal. Just when you restart the hack, go ahead and reset your skin changer to whatever you want. Personally, whenever I open the hack, I reset all my my things anyway. So, oh, there we go. Now it's back up. I just had to click a button a couple times. So, that's the hack. That's how it works. I'm gonna go in game and just show a couple things. Let's turn on smart render. Team is fine. Aim, triggerbot, hold. Let's do burst fire. We're gonna be burst firing, so let's go ahead and reduce the relay, delay. Great at talking today. Recoil, no shake. Ooh, field of view change, or something I definitely want to show. So I'm going to start out at 100. So this, I have a hard time. Like, you have to, it won't lock to 100. My version won't lock to 100 if FOV changer is on. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of those things real quick, and then that'll be it for the video. So let's do the FOV changer first. I think it's a really cool feature. I think it's really interesting. Let's go CT. So to show this, I'm just gonna back up. Okay, so as you can see right here, we can see this entire wall and the truck inside, and that's it. That's what we're looking at here. So I'm gonna tab out, and I'm gonna change the FOV changer first to 150. That's the maximum that it'll go to. We're gonna see what that looks like. So remember, all I could see was that wall in the truck. That's it. Alt-tabbing while running a bunch of programs. There it goes. Look how much more you can see. Now, your view's a little distorted here, obviously, because the game isn't meant to be viewed like this. But you can see quite a bit more. Like, you can see almost the entire wall on either side, as well as that. You'll notice, though, that, like, my sensitivity is way down. Like, it takes me forever to aim at anything. So there's the ESP, obviously working just fine, no problems. If I run up to a guy, you'll notice that he himself is colored green. That's the smart render, just so that his whole body is green. So, but, I mean, it looks really, really weird, but you can just see so much more than you would normally be able to see, which can be really advantageous, especially if you're using a scoped weapon, you know, where, like, being this far zoomed out is probably not a big deal. So let's do the same thing. I'm gonna have to reset this just a second. Alright, so I'm gonna reset to FOV 100. There we go. Tab back into the game. And we're gonna see what that looks like. I mean, we should already know, but I'm just gonna reset the view so that, okay. So once again, I'm gonna set it up so that all we can see the wall, both sides of the wall, and damn it, oh, duh, end around. I've played this game before. I know what happens when that timer goes down. Okay, so we can see the entire wall and the truck, or the Humvee, the vehicle, I don't know what that's called. Now I'm going to go FOV 30, just for this one, FOV 30. Let's see what that looks like. Just a second to alt tab back in, and whoa! Wow, look at that. That is, I'm just insanely far zoomed in right now. You know, it's almost like I'm using a scoped weapon at this point. You'll notice my sensitivity seems super high, of course, because I'm zoomed in. So it's going to make it, I mean, like, I can't see very much, but at the same time, when I'm using a weapon, like, I can see detail way better. You know, just a lot. My sensitivity is so high right now because I'm zoomed in, you know, like that'll take some getting used to. But you're really far zoomed in, it's going to make your accuracy a little bit better, but your awareness is going to go way, way down. Your HUD doesn't really change here, you'll notice. It's just what you can see in-game. So that's the field of view changer. Really cool. I think that there's a lot of, like, I mean, this looks like almost a double scoped, maybe a single scoped op here. I can't quite tell how far zoomed in I am. This is going to be just nuts for trying to... Well, let me buy a scoped weapon. Let me see what this looks like. I never tested that. So let's just grab a scout here. Oh, that's interesting. I'm actually... So yeah, it looks like a double zoom in. Yeah, so right now FOV is a double zoom. So when you're using a scoped weapon, so that's my default. I don't know, like for some reason sometimes it resets. Like you gotta quick switch weapons to fix it. So 1, 2, 3 will give me my default view back, except my arms are all screwed up. Get this gun way out there, and then if I quick switch, it'll fix it. Whereas if I zoom and then quick switch, it'll keep it fixed. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe that's a bug that Radu can look into. But, so yeah, like I'm fully zoomed in now, is basically what this is doing, is it's giving me a double zoom on every single weapon I have. So, I don't know, lot of cool applications I think that you could do with an FOV changer. I mean, I still can't snipe as well as if I'm scoped in, because I still don't have perfect accuracy, but, not too bad, I guess. With the scout, the op's not going to work too well. So, with scoped weapons at least, you can really abuse the FOV by doing this. This way you can get back to your default FOV, and then whenever you want to, you can get that double zoom on like your pistol or something. Like, you're gonna have to change your sensitivity. You're gonna have to work around on some things, but again, cool applications. I'm sure that some people will come up with some awesome things that they're doing with this, and figure out how to give themselves a huge advantage. Man, that sensitivity is just, it holds my really high sensitivity from being zoomed in, even while out here. But okay, let's get rid of that FOV. Let's reset that to 100. I found that when you change your FOV, if you turn it off, it's going to still have the other one on. It's going to still keep your FOV set. So just make sure you default it back to 100 and then turn it off. But anyway, okay, so let's go. Let's just look at that slow aim. Let's just look at a couple of the things here real quick. Tabbing back in. Oh, my field of view didn't change to 100. Let's see if I can... Oh, okay. So I think that I need to just keep FOV on, and then when I tab back in, it should work. Oh, yeah, Alt is one of my hotkeys, so it keeps beeping at me when I hold it down. Alright, see if that should have fixed it. There we go. This looks right. Okay, so the slow aim. So you notice I got pretty high sensitivity. When I mount, like look at that, it just drags on them. Just drags. It slows down immensely. So that makes aiming way easier. Like, this is me moving my mouse a lot right there. I'm moving it a lot, but it's not grabbing off of them. So it'll just make, you know, your accuracy a little bit easier to do. Alright, so the silent, or the aim assist. So let me just wait for a new round. I'll go ahead and do aim assist with the P90. So I am using recoil RCS here.
Move it, son.
So that'll change things a little bit. So P90 with recoil. You know, good accuracy. All you need. So this is going to be without the aim assist on first, this first kill. So just aim at his legs, I shoot his legs, right? Okay, here's with the aim assist on. So that's the auto aim right there. See, it's auto aimed, so it locks to him when I put my cursor on him. So that's, like, as long as you're shooting, you're going to be okay. Let me turn it off and then tab out again. Let's turn off the auto aim. Okay, here we go. Alright, so auto aim's no longer on. Tabbing back in.
Need support now.
Okay, so notice it doesn't lock to him anymore. I can move my cursor. See? Moving my cursor, no problem. I'm going to aim down here, though, and I should be able to get a headshot pretty easy. Don't move, dude, don't move. Here, let me try this guy. Nope. So the auto aim kicks in, and it annihilates him, even though I was aiming kind of at his feet there. And I didn't have my crosshair on him when I pulled the trigger. Try that again. So what's good? Like, the auto aim's kicking in. You see my cursor doesn't really move much. My crosshair, it's just locked right onto him while I'm pulling the trigger. So that's when you don't have auto aim. That's your aim assist. Aim lock's going to be the same thing, except you're just going to push a button ostensibly, and then it's just going to lock to the bone no matter where you're aiming. This only works when you are aiming on them. You know, and again, I can show that here by just firing. See, no problem. It's not locking onto them. Doesn't know they're there. Doesn't care. Whereas when I start shooting, and I got my smoothness pretty low. So, damn it! Stop moving! Stop moving, enemy. So, but it kicks up, ticks up, shoots them a little bit higher. Let me see. No, it's not showing it. You can see it better with like the AK, or if you're using the... What aim bone did I set? I think I was neck, right? Yeah, first bone head. So my smoothness is at 85, so you can't see it a whole lot, but like it's definitely ticking up there, and it's definitely trying to aim at their head slowly. It's that incremental and that smoothness of 85. But again, those are really positive things. You can turn those off, or turn your smoothness down a little bit if it's not working super good. But for the most part, you're just gonna get somewhere near there. There. Now see, I'm empty. I'm empty right now, but because I'm pulling the trigger, it's locking onto his head. So you can see it there, perfect. When I've got nothing, and then I let go, and it's gonna reload, of course. But if I aim like down here, kicks up a little bit and tries to lock onto his head while I'm spraying him. So anyway, guys, that's the hack. That's a bit smarter 1.0 new hack that's going to be coming out pretty soon here. Check it out on a bit smarter. If you have any questions about the any of the settings or any of the hacks, check the forums. I'm sure my other tutorials help you out with safe settings. But otherwise, as always, guys, thanks for watching, and take it easy.